Welcome to the RCAD. All four guys are in the building.
Wonder Twins combine in form of a pail.
Water. Yeah.
And no song, though.
No song. It's just enough that we all showed up.
It is true.
Right?
It is true.
and Nick is homeless, so
I'm homeless. Oh, yeah. And then I found out today, because, like, I really want to fire my demo team for, Matt might not know this. Matt, do you know, like, about my house? Chris?
No.
His toilet overflowed.
It's a little bit. I think there was a water.
Yeah, I had a pipe burst and it flooded.
I think I remember that back at the very beginning of this year. It happened on our first podcast of this year.
Yeah.
I've just been quiet these last times. I was with you guys the whole time.
You just didn't say a fucking word. Yeah, he's sitting in the corner.
Creeping on you.
So somebody put Matt in the corner.
So basically, the team, the demo team, is supposed to rip up the floors and take out the walls on it. They've been slow as shit. They've only shown up for half a day so far, and it's like I finally was getting to the point where like I want to fire these guys and get another team in here. And then like the guy was like, oh, and then he sent out a guy to inspect my drywall yesterday to tests, and he came back today that I have asbestos, and so I'm like, God.
Sorry.
You have a what?
Asbestos?
Yeah, because it's an old house, so it's like
God damn.
Yeah, and so he's over here talking about like I'll be up in the morning to come and discuss stuff with you. I'm like, dude, you're not ripping out all my walls. I was like, you're not ripping out.
Well, can you get it covered under this claim?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's a shit ton of money, to do that. And I'm
well,
like,
not
look,
out of your pocket though.
Yeah, the thing is, like, to me, it's like, no, like, just do the downstairs where the water got into the walls. Like, there's no need for you to rip out everything on all the levels. Like, just
wait. If you can get this underneath the claim for the water damage, why wouldn't you do it all?
Because I don't want to move all my shit out of the house.
Yeah, but dude, that's like $100,000 job that you can get done under your insurance policy. Do it.
Because you won't be able to sell. How were they able to sell the house to you without
disclosing that?
The asbestos
inspections.
Well, I mean, I think pretty much every house that was built in the 50s and 60s has asbestos. That was just a common thing. I mean, it's perfectly fine, if it's in your walls. I mean, it's not going to bother you unless you
breathe it.
Yeah,
right.
You have to break it. You have to break the tile for it to be bad for you. Like if it's perfectly fine, then there's no big deal.
Just drill a lot of holes in your wall.
Yeah,
and then
I would get the whole thing done under the claim.
Yeah, I would do it now. Do it. Get it done.
Yeah, so fun times. Fun times. Yeah.
Well, it would be really nice though if you get some people out to work on the asbestos, and they're like, "Oh, you have this problem." So it's just
why is my audio bad or something?
Yeah, it's fucking terrible, actually.
Is it? Oh,
I've heard tin cans from the 1930s sound bad.
John, the retired guy, said Nick sounds like he might be broadcasting from one of those Chinese balloons.
Only John, the retired guy, would know what that sounds like too.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can switch mics up then.
What have I missed?
Kind of crazy.
What else have I missed since I saw you guys last? It's been about
you
6
said you were
weeks.
Not a
listening.
whole lot, man.
Sure, I was listening, just like the Chinese were.
Yeah, I'm headed to Disney World in a couple of days.
That's
better,
right.
Nick. That's better, Nick.
I did know that.
Yeah,
it sounds like you're in a tin can in an echo chamber, but it's louder and more effective.
Okay.
It sounds like you're John Bonham recording one of the albums from Led Zeppelin in an auditorium.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm heading to Disney in a couple days.
That's super exciting.
Super I'm glad that you got your appointment for your Saviors.
So good story about that. All right, I guess depends on who you're fucking if you give a shit. But when it comes to building a lightsaber at Disney, it's actually it's an ordeal. Like to get like your reservation set.
Okay, that's good to know.
And I didn't realize I need to get one because I got tickets for like after hours, which is like after
you
the
said I'm
closes,
Chris
they reopen it
from the RCAD.
Right, exactly. I mean, have you not heard of the Ramble Cast After Dark, motherfuckers?
Yeah.
They're like, well, clearly you want the After Dark.
So I had downloaded, I downloaded a couple of apps that like constantly skim the website to like let you know if something opens up, so you can actually book something, which I was able to do with for Oga's Cantina. I got a reservation for Oga's, which I'm pretty excited about too. Have a couple of pops, but I was having no luck with the lightsaber appointments. And I don't know why, but I'm gonna go on Reddit, and I just did a Reddit search for Savi's workshop, which is the place where you go and do the lightsabers. And they have like these mega threads pop up saying, "Hey, all the Twilight free comes out." Yeah, hell yeah, nice, Matt. You spelled Twilight wrong, but it's okay.
Hey, it was about speed and efficiency. You knew what I was talking about.
There's no C, so it would have been one keystroke faster if you just eliminated it. But,
excuse me, sir. You have spelled it.
Speed and agility over here. But so if you, I would the Reddit the subreddit. It's like you can actually submit the day you're trying to get an appointment for, and that people go on there and say, "Hey, I've got an appointment that I want to give up. Let's coordinate when I drop it so you can pick it up." It's a live reservation service, like it instantaneous. So I went on there and I found I posted like with this no like hope of like someone responding to me, but someone did, like, "Hey, I have 2 appointments available, and let's coordinate a time when you want to go on the website and sign up." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So I did, and then they dropped it. I picked it up and I got my appointment.
That's great.
Yeah, good human, whoever that person was. Good human. You're definitely not listening, but I appreciate you. So I'll pay it forward somehow.
Let's pay it forward.
Yeah, like I've always heard the droid actually are harder. Those appointments are harder to get than the actual.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay.
There's tons available right now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's neat because I assume you got the 2 for you and your daughter, and then of course you can bring guests, 1 per person, so your wife and your son can come.
They're not coming.
Oh, they're not coming. It's just you and your daughter.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not coming. They're not invited.
It's just the 2 of us. We're going for the after hours thing.
Yeah, and then you have the choice of 4 different kinds of lightsabers, like the hilts. So okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they're the same. It's the same lightsaber design as Jedi, the game.
No way. Like you couldn't get that when I went in the summer.
Yeah.
You talking about Callus?
Oh, they're always coming out with new stuff.
Yeah, you know, you have like the 4 different paths you can take for building a lightsaber, and it's all the options that are available in the game.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. But so I'm excited. I'm excited to go, and I know that you can get your lightsaber built, and you can pay them $40, and they'll mail them back to your home, so you don't have to worry about it. Which
okay.
I mean, Will, you can't just like say I just finished a movie that nearly put me to sleep and not say what movie it was.
Yeah, well, what movie did you watch? Was it Whale?
What?
I liked the
Whale. Did you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
It's sad. It's good.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, it won't win Best Picture, but it might get Brendan Fraser Best Actor. But Empire of Light.
Empire of the Light.
Don't know.
So what the hell? I have no. What's that?
What is that movie?
Shouldn't this story be an Owen Baru?
Fuck
you, John.
Yeah.
Fucking story.
Okay, so Owen Baru basically doesn't exist anymore because somebody, not naming names, has basically gone to the dark side and is podcasting with some other folks about Star Wars. So I don't know who that would be.
These long pauses are really great.
For those,
I'm pretty much retired.
Watching live, both Nick and I did the whole Brady Bunch looking at Matt. Second there.
I'm pretty much retired from podcasting. I got my head there for a little bit.
But I wouldn't mind it.
Even the RCAD.
I'm here. I showed up.
Yeah. So no,
I missed you guys.
I wouldn't mind doing
retired and show up.
I wouldn't mind doing some Owen and Brew though. I mean, we got new season of Bad Batch and.
All right, Nick. Stuff. So when would you like to record with me? Because
yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, none of us know. Neither Chris nor I know how to hit the record button.
So who is Matt recording with? Is Jay?
Yeah, Jay and Ralph. because he's a traitor.
Sometimes I haven't.
He wants the positive podcast. It's all like rainbows and fucking unicorns
with no criticisms allowed.
No criticism. Yeah.
I think
it's just so good. The Star Wars is always good.
Even with Ralph is usually critical.
You know, I think the criticism that Nick lacks is to look at himself. You know.
Wow.
Look, come on. You guys are making dick jokes about me.
I was not making a dick joke.
Okay, what
you
was
inferred
this?
that it was a dick joke.
Yeah, I think we all know what that motion
was. That was a big dick.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Ironically, Randy,
Yeah,
I
the
got
force
paid for
be with
last
you.
month, even though I wasn't here. So, just trying to pay it forward.
Geek Dad Light pays better.
You steal my line?
What?
That tightwad.
Did you steal my line?
Who?
Me? You?
Me?
Pay it
You?
forward. I've
Pay it
already
forward?
referenced to pay it forward. So that was on the episode.
No, it was just in the zeitgeist. I just kind of felt it through the air.
Good. That's a fucking Scrabble word right there. Zeitgeist.
Podcasting
Like
connection.
27-point word.
It's
good to see you, Matt.
Let's dumb it down a little bit, guys. Okay?
let's dumb it down for the people in the back seats. So yeah, you know, I had some life stuff go on and just kind of took some time and then the 1 week I just couldn't make it, and then you guys took another week off, so I was just like, well, I'll just keep rolling here.
It's Nick's fault.
It's not my fault.
So
It said so on the little.
That's what the Facebook
that...
post said.
That's
Yeah, I
what
might
she-
not have
that's what-
Facebook.
yeah,
I knew
I
that.
don't make those. You know who makes those.
it's weird because the last time I podcasted with you was before school began for me. So this whole time I've been doing a lot of research on comic book. I've been teaching this history of American comic books specifically. So I've been teaching this course. And so each week is just diving deep into like so much research and history and collating and stuff together into presentation form.
Nice.
And my brain's been kind of a sponge of all of this stuff. So my family members are kind of getting a little sick and tired of me talking about comic books. I'll slip it into conversations, and my wife's just
know how the listeners know
one
about Star
more
Wars.
fucking time, like just so. But you know, it's a fascinating, endless subject. So,
Actually, Jack has missed, I know, one podcast with us.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've missed one in a while.
I already broke the record, so it didn't matter.
I'm gonna miss one. No, I won't be here next week. I'll be in Florida.
Do you
Be here next
land
week, Matt?
the D word? What's up?
Can you be here next week?
If it's not on a Tuesday,
Okay, I can
so
arrange that.
okay.
I have Survivor coming back here soon, so
Survivor comeback.
could be my last. This could be my last year of Survivor. Depends on how the
It's
season.
funny, like I go through
That's how I
phases
feel about
with
the RC
Survivor.
80 every year. I'm like, this is gonna be my last tour. I'm like Brady. I'm gonna hang up the hat and then I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, that's like
and,
me
then
with
your
the
wife, and then your
song.
wife leaves you. Come back.
Because I'm talking about
It's
comic
like
books
fucking
too much.
comic books.
Pretty much. No, we actually had like a really great Valentine's Day out. We usually don't get to celebrate it like that, but she's not a classroom teacher this year, so she could kind of be away from like the whole party stuff, and she took the day off, and it's a day that I didn't work because I don't teach that day, and just got to go out for a nice lunch and did errands and stuff.
Nice. 'Cause
So
going
it
to
was
dinner
really
on
good.
Valentine's Day is a mess.
What's up?
Did you look at Bed Bath and Beyond first time?
No, didn't go to Bed Bath and Beyond. At the house, you mean? Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Oh,
ooh, okay.
happy
then.
Valentine's Day for Matt.
Punching the
Right
V-Day
then.
card.
Hello.
V for victory. So I'm just thinking about World War II. You know how much World War II affected the comic book industry?
Shut up, Matt. How'd I
How did
do?
it-
That sound like your
Well,
wife?
I
No.
guess
No.
because you didn't have paper, right? There was paper short. There were shortages.
No, the staples, actually. The staples from
Staples,
comic books
really?
changed. They went from 2 to 1 during that period of
No
World War
kidding.
II.
That's really cutting back.
Well, they were a little bit larger size in the golden age.
Wait,
of
put it in the
comics,
middle.
too. What's up?
They put the staple in the middle, I guess, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just one staple.
Right in the middle of the page. Yeah,
just right in the middle.
It's no
in the
longer,
middle of the
all right.
page.
And then they just it's not
you just
making
you had to like
anymore.
fold them. You know, weird.
It's like an origami.
What is a World War II comic book with one staple worth nowadays?
Well, it just depends on the comic. I mean, you know, obviously, like if you had like a Captain America, you know, number one,
Captain
maybe.
America during World War II.
You know, that would probably be. But I don't know the
was
value
Captain America out in World War II?
Yeah, it actually came out before the war began. So, yeah, before America. Let me explain. Before we got into the war.
America.
So Captain America came out, and eventually in the 50s they tried to like start Captain America, and Joe Simon and Jack Kirby were like, "Fuck you, Atlas! We're gonna make our own version." And so they made a version of Captain America called Fighting American, which I just think sounds like a TV show nowadays. Sergeant Rock, sure. Sergeant Rock. Yeah. I don't know when that came out, but that sounds familiar. That's like a war comic. So
this is making stories exciting.
Well,
what about Beetle Bailey? Well, that was out World War II, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was part of the comic strip stuff. Look, I don't know everything about comics. I just
Sergeant Franklin John Rock is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics. Sergeant Rock first appeared in Our Army at War, number 83, in June of 1959.
Ooh, okay. So that would have been.
Randy said the 60s.
That would have been kind of at the end of after the code was introduced. So and kind of right before the Silver Age began.
Could they go back to two staples back in 59?
Probably. I don't know. I never looked into that further. I just happened to know that little random.
That's amazing. Saving the war effort. We're only using one staple.
We can talk about other stuff.
We can build another tank.
War bonds or staples.
I could just see it.
That was easy,
dudes. We're one tank short.
One tank short. We need more metal for shrapnel, guys. So I went to California. Was out there for about a week. Berkeley.
What part?
So, the Bay Area.
I was
in Berkeley.
The Bay Area.
Yeah.
Did you step on any poop or needles?
No, but I actually did trip and fall. And
I think it was like an acid.
You tripped, yeah. Hate Ashbury. Nice.
I did trip, but not in that way. I physically tripped and fell on my elbow and cut my knee open really bad, and so yeah.
Oh, yeah, boo-boos.
What did you trip over?
Just the sidewalk. I was just
staples.
I was just being an artist looking around, and
Jesus Christmas.
You weren't paying attention. Was it San Francisco?
I was looking around or whatever, but you know, it's hilly around. So like if a sidewalk kind of like slightly goes up at an angle and you scuff it, you know, and I don't know.
Were you wearing jeans?
In California with the trees?
No, actually I wasn't. I was wearing my dress pants and I destroyed those dress pants. And so
see, if you were wearing jeans, they wouldn't have torn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're saying the sidewalk was
welcome back,
even like the trees are
pushing
the sidewalk up?
Thanks. There's other stuff that we could talk about. You know, there was that Super Bowl.
Well, it's crazy. Like, you know, you were in San Francisco, I was in San Diego. You know. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't like properly in San Francisco. Just flew in and out of there.
Okay.
But very close. It was obviously like across from the, you know.
Johnson,
but you were in the lower Dong part of California. I was in the upper shaft.
The lower what?
Dong.
Dong. I was in the whale's vagina. Okay.
Yeah. Whales.
Speaking of San Diego, Raquel Welch died.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, right. She's up there with fucking, what's her name?
Jane Seymour?
Thank you.
82.
I'm just bringing it back to our private messaging system that we all share.
Did you like that, Chris? I saw that. I said, "Oh, Chris is gonna like this."
Oh yeah, I did. And I was gonna say, arguably, I think she might look better now. The left and the right picture. One, she's in her 20s. No, she's now. I mean,
they're both great. I would not kick either one of those women out of bed.
Not for eating crackers. Nope.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think as I reach a certain age, there's like certain ages of women that start to fall off.
No, that's what you said.
We're talking about Jane Seymour.
Yeah.
He said I wouldn't kick either one out of bed, and I said, Raquel, well,
either one of the women photographed. Yeah. Okay.
We were talking about two women.
What if you could actually be with both versions of Jane Seymour at the same time?
Yeah. Why not?
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek, so
is that
the time paradox stuff comes up.
I mean, one's probably
I'm thinking
youthful
like
and
Jane
flexible.
Seymour Wedding Crashers is like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Let me
peak,
tell you,
peak Jane Seymour.
son of a bitch.
She made me feel up her cans. Whatever he says, yeah.
I always think of that song by Mungo Jerry from that album. In the summertime, isn't that playing that music?
Matt Case, it was 72nd birthday. Yes, we know.
No shit, really?
Yeah, that's what the thing was about.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
The album.
I didn't read it.
It was right there.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I just looked at it.
The album "OK Computer" was recorded at her house.
What?
Fucking
What?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What?
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here.
Speaking of fucked up music trivia.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. She owns a castle, and she rents it out from time to time if she's not at home. And
Is she rent it with Enya? Like, are they like
don't
lovebirds
know.
that we don't know about here?
But yeah,
I didn't hear the song. What are we talking about?
No.
Okay, Computer.
OK Computer is her album by Radiohead from 1997.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know.
And,
I know Radiohead, but I don't.
But yeah, it was recorded at her house, at her castle.
A little
I'm
freaked
more
out.
I'm more into Staplehead. So
A little freaked out that Jane Seymour is actually a year older than my mom, so that's kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Well, she's younger than my mom, so
Okay, well, good for you.
Yeah.
My mom would have been 71 yesterday.
Well, I started thinking, because when Raquel Welch died, I go, God, 82, that's young. I go, wait, that's only 22 years away from me. It's funny. I never thought about age until I hit 60, because now it's like that number where you're really going downhill. And so when people die like at 82, and because someone else just died recently.
David
guys.
Crosby.
No. Someone. I mean, they're dropping like flies.
Yeah, David Crosby did die.
I know he died, but it was like a couple weeks ago. I'm talking some guy. I don't know who.
It's even heavier when it's someone you know that's 43.
Yeah.
That that's
Who's
taking some time.
43?
Someone I knew when I went out.
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay.
I went out for a funeral. Yeah. So it was
right.
that really.
Because I know that Chris and I are 42, and then like Jack's like 62.
Tim
and
McCarver died.
Matt's like 58. So
I am 46. Thank you very much. So it's weird. I was actually getting an echocardiogram done today, and just keeping up on my ticker. As you know, my mom died at 49. I'm 46. And so I'm looking at the paperwork as I'm in the thing there, and it says my age in big letters there. It was like, boom, and I was like, I'm not 46. I'm like pulling out my calculator, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird because like the number doesn't reflect how you feel, and then sometimes it does. When if I saw the number 42 in big numbers, I'd be like, I'm not 42. Oh yeah, I am.
Right.
But I don't feel.
Didn't they retire that number?
They did. But me and Matt, me and Chris are the answer to everything.
Ooh.
Really?
We're everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, my brother-in-law just had a heart attack. So.
Oh wow.
No shit.
Yeah.
Christ.
We were in Europe with him, and he showed no signs there, but I guess he was just started getting winded and then had a heart attack and put stints in there. And now he's back home. But
okay.
My goodness.
Like, damn. He's older than me, but
yeah. I have really low blood pressure. Always have.
Really?
So that's just in general. I've always had.
Yeah, my wife hates it because I have really low blood pressure.
Just, I mean, I also don't eat a lot of meat. I might eat meat like twice or 3 times a week.
I get raw.
So, and I was vegetarian for, 2 years. No, it was longer than that. But no, I mean, even before that though, I've just never had a lot of trouble with that. But I definitely worry about the old ticker. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
So
live without it.
you guys watched White Lotus.
Well, hold on one second. More, a little bit more music trivia for a hot second.
Yeah. No problem.
I saw it the other day.
Mhm.
Pamela by Toto.
Okay.
You know the song?
No.
Well,
Joanna.
Rosanna.
Pamela
Oh,
Rosanna.
was
Pamela,
written and sung by
Pamela,
the same
Pamela.
person
Okay.
who sang the Gummy Bears theme song.
Nice.
What? Okay.
Yep. Which also happens to also be the son of John Williams.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Just blew my mind.
Now, the person
It brought back to Star Wars again.
I want to say that there's a Toto connection to the Lopty Neck song from Return of the Jedi. There's a connection there with the person that wrote Lopty Neck to, I thought, Toto, if I'm not correct. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking of the Droids theme song. Sorry. I get those two mixed up.
Joseph Williams, band member of Toto, was also John Williams' son, who also happened to be the singer on Gummy Bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. That's John Williams' son.
Man, that song really hits.
Did not know that.
That song
Dashing
really...
and daring, courageous and caring. Yeah.
I never watched the Gummy Bears.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I watched it fucking religiously. That was a great cartoon.
Okay, the opening to Droids, just to clarify, was performed by Stuart Copeland of the Police. Sorry, I knew there was an
awesome.
80s connection there, but let me look up Lopty Neck because
I thought
there was something with
did
Lopty
Randy
Neck.
mention Tim McCarver?
Message in the he died.
McCarver died?
82.
When?
Today.
No shit.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that guy.
What did Tim McCarver?
What
he
did he
was
ever
a piece of shit.
Okay.
Tim McCarver?
He hated the Red Sox because he was like a big fucking Yankees guy.
Oh,
He was a Cardinal.
He actually played for the Red Sox too.
He played for the He won 3 World Series with the Cardinals.
Cardinals played for the Phillies, Expos as well.
Yeah. Who hates Tim
Wait,
McCarver?
is this who I'm thinking it is? No, hold on.
It's Tim. You think Tim McGraw?
You're thinking Carter. Gary Carter?
No, I'm thinking McCarver because it was always McCarver and what's his nuts the guy
Joe Buck. No, Jack. Buck.
Yeah, it was Joe Buck and McCarver.
No, I think it's Jack Buck. Joe Buck's the son. Jack Buck.
No, Joe Buck.
Was it Joe Buck?
Yeah. Because Tim McCarver used to always do the postseason.
Yeah,
there was a time in which the Red Sox were always in the postseason.
Yes, Chris Dorn. Yeah, that's right. He was Steve Carlton's personal catcher. You guys know who Steve Carlton is?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was still looking up stuff about Lopty Neck. Don't really.
Yeah, it's the same guy. I fucking hated him.
Other than John Williams.
Sorry that he died and all, but I couldn't stand him.
I like Tim McCarver. I had no problem with him. Nobody bashed the Padres back then.
Because they didn't win.
No.
Ever.
A little different now, though, isn't it?
They weren't in the postseason for McCarver to be the commentator.
Yeah, things are a little different now, aren't they?
Real quick, staying on the sports subject. Who else was annoyed by the ending of the Super Bowl?
Oh, super annoyed. That penalty was horse shit.
Fucking
it's come out
flag.
That the guy said he held him. But
No,
I'm just saying I wouldn't have called that penalty because they were allowing it the whole game.
You don't even see the shirt move.
There's a frame where you see him. He has the shirt, but still, he never would have caught the ball.
Okay, last 2 minutes of the game, let the players play the fucking game. It's 35-35. We're about ready to see it was a back and forth game.
You don't want to see a Super Bowl decided on a
You know
exact call.
what it reminded me of? The Chiefs, the Patriots.
It did.
Calls down the stretch. I was like,
and that's why I was like, oh, Patrick Mahomes is the new Tom Brady.
Yeah,
like the refs are just
shush.
Like that time where the Chiefs were playing the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and they brushed his helmet, would have been Tom Brady had thrown an interception, but they go, "Oh, roughing the passer." Not going. What?
They brushed the helmet.
Yeah, he breathed on him.
Yeah,
he said, "Retire," and he goes, "I only retire when I want."
That was a hard helmet.
Yeah, yeah. So that that's what it reminded me of. But I said, "Oh, come on, don't." And I was rooting for the Chiefs. I like Patron.
I was not. I can't stand the Eagles, but I dislike Mahomes even more.
I didn't really have a dog in the hunt in it, but
nobody did.
No, yeah. I just think that
outside of nobody likes those teams unless they're you're from the area.
But I mean,
got 31
like just as a fan of the game, like I just was like, you don't want the game to end because it's just like it just was like it ended on a fart. Like that's what it felt like.
It really did.
It could have been the greatest. It probably could have been the greatest Super Bowl ever. Because
could have been, especially if it went into overtime.
The KC would have had to kick a field goal. There'd been like a minute 48 left, and the way Philadelphia was driving.
I'm sorry. Are you forgetting the Patriots Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl? Because that was amazing.
Oh, that was a horrible game.
That was a horrible Super Bowl.
For those rooting against them.
Yeah, everyone was rooting for the Falcons that game except you, Chris.
and Matt Ryan.
As far as the game goes, Matty
and
Ice.
Matt Ryan.
Out for Matty Ice.
I don't. He came to the Colts and fucking laid a big giant ass turd on the whole team. So, never wanted you around. See your way out. Sorry. I don't like Matty Ice. Who goes by Matty? And then you pick that as your nickname? Bullshit. No.
Did he pick that or was it handed to him?
It probably was handed to him like most Mats. They just get shoveled on like these dumb nicknames.
Well, he had that game against the Vikings this season where he gave up. They were up 28-0 and 33
allegedly,
and ended up losing. And of course, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Of course, you had the Chargers that were up 27-0 against the Jags, and
well, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
All right. So far, I have in my notes here. We talked about,
but Super Bowl overall. I didn't watch the halftime show. What do you guys think of that?
It was terrible.
I didn't watch the game.
Oh.
So the halftime show, it's interesting because there's definitely different.
That was the only part that I didn't see.
And I'll give you my opinion, even the fact that my company sponsored it. First time it wasn't Pepsi in like 30-something years.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was brought to you by Apple Music.
Yeah. So it was Rihanna. And here's the thing:
Apple slave labor.
But what? Apple Music?
He's talking about.
I'm just now seeing this. Like,
isn't that great? Isn't that great?
But
Nancy Reagan's car. Go ahead.
So like one thing's for sure. I guess I kind of forgot how many like smash hits Rihanna does have, which is interesting, right? So they play like a bunch of songs in the span of I think 12 and a half minutes or whatever it was. But it was such like a muted performance. Interesting stage how they have like these huge the Oompa Loompa dancers out for sure, like these people in these big puffy outfits, like they look like Oompa Loompas, but they're these really cool like these rising and lowering platforms which everyone's like on top of and strapped into, which is actually pretty cool. That was actually a very cool aspect of the performance, but it was just the same thing over and over again. And it was completely boring from my perspective. And what I can tell though is that she was visibly pregnant.
Oh yeah,
which nobody knew until the Super Bowl. I mean, nobody who wasn't like
Jack
following her. I guess
I knew that she was pregnant before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No, she gave birth to a kid a few months back.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is
why
new.
Did I think that she was?
She's having Irish twins.
Yeah, like they confirmed post Super Bowl that she was pregnant. Like that was like a thing. But it's clear that my opinion of the whole thing is that I could almost imagine like they probably signed her on to do this months and months and months ago, and had probably planned out a different Super Bowl halftime show. But then, oops.
Well, she didn't get paid for it.
Yeah, she did for free.
Nobody does. That's a news headline, but like everybody who's done the Super Bowl halftime show for the last like 20 years does it pro bono. We should
volunteer to do the RCAD live.
I mean, I would do it for sure.
I would do it only if I could be in a big Oompa Loompa outfit.
Yeah. I mean, that's standard.
You know what was worse about Super Bowl other than the halftime show and the penalty? The fucking field.
Yeah.
I go, come on. This is all the money spent on the Super Bowl, and you have the worst fucking field.
Oh, in Glendale.
Well, that's Arizona though. I mean, they roll that carpet in. That's like.
Well, I guess it was some guy.
So.
It's a different kind of grass.
He's been working on this grass since 2007.
Man, this grass is so.
And they Bermuda something and 19. I was listening to it on a sports show, and I go, whatever it is, they need to get rid of it because that turf sucked.
Yeah.
Jeremy was requesting some Oompa Loompas in blue jeans.
Oompa Loompa forever in blue jeans.
Speaking of blue, so I got really bored last Sunday, and I went and watched the new Avatar film, even though I could have cared less about watching the new Avatar film. And it's the same fucking movie.
Don't spoil it for me. I want to see it. I want to see it. Movie. It's the same movie, but with water. Great.
Yeah, it's aqua vomit.
Wasn't it in water before?
No.
It's in the sky.
Oh.
The next one's going to be in fire.
It's going to be lava.
Or ice.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, fire is a chemical reaction and not like an element like we think of.
At this time, we need to take a commercial break.
Fine. Fuck it. Let's just not talk about it.
Are you going to roll some papers or what's happening?
I already got it, Chris. Go ahead, Nick, with your review of...
Yeah. I mean, no, it's fine. It's fine. It is. I agree with some of the criticisms that it's just a tad bit too long.
Are you talking about Maverick?
The new Avatar.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was confused.
Mavatar.
Yeah, exactly. John was already Maverick was the same movie he was talking about. Yeah, it basically is. But yeah, I mean,
Top Gun meets Star Wars.
I mean, the one good thing I guess about Avatar is that even though it's the same plot, it's not beat for beat the same movie, as the original Avatar. But it's a lot of blue. It's blue people, blue water. It's just blue. The whole movie's just blue.
So you're feeling blue the whole time you're watching it.
Yeah.
And they played kind of blue.
But what blew my mind about it though the whole time, because I knew that none of us had seen it, and so it's like, how is it making all this money? And I know no one who has seen this movie.
Chip it in, man.
Yeah. But I mean, everyone I've asked, like, have you seen Avatar? No one has. I know no one.
You're the first person I know that has seen it.
Yeah.
Not that I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine, this kid went and saw it. He said he loved it.
Well,
but
how old was the kid?
I don't trust his opinion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Tyler, if you're listening.
He's one of those weed friends, right?
No, he's a good friend of mine.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
Look, John. Nancy Reagan leaves nothing blue. Okay. Leaves nothing blue. With Nancy. You'll never have a blue.
Well, that's what I heard.
Yeah. Just got back. I assume y'all went. Just talking about the Avatar. Yeah. Yes. Will, we are talking about Avatar.
Where did you go, Will?
Yeah,
he walked out an hour in with motion sickness from 3D. Huh? Wow.
Yeah. My wife would definitely get that. That's why she's never. She doesn't want to see stuff in 3D like that.
I watched it in 3D. I did not get that. The only time I ever got motion sickness was the second Hobbit one, with the barrel scenes in the river.
Dude, that was the 60 frames a second or 30 frames a second.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, I had to look down during that scene.
I did the same exact thing.
Yeah, that one made me nauseous.
I didn't even watch it.
Anyway, then I know Matt, you were going to talk about White Lotus for a little bit, I think. Earlier.
I was just going to touch on it. I know you guys
season 2.
I know you guys want us to talk about season 2, and I can jump off.
Yeah.
I can jump off.
You can talk about season 1.
No, we don't have to spoil it for you. Like I don't know.
I've only seen one episode of season 2. I want to watch more.
I have questions about season 2.
I like season 2 way better than season 1.
Let's talk about season 1. Go ahead and talk about season 1. We've all seen it.
So
okay.
Yeah, like we talked about, I'm not sure if it was the last podcast or not, but I was with season 1, I kind of was like, what the hell is this show about? I didn't get it. And I proposed this theory on our our text message chat. It was that because I'm such a plot driven person, I was like, what is White Lotus season 1 about? Because it's really just a show about horrible people, and then nothing's resolved. It's just like that's it. And so it wasn't until I started watching season 2 where an idea started percolating in my head of like, I think I get what the show's about now. And so I proposed it to Jack and Chris about last week if they were going to podcast. Like, hey, talk about this with White Lotus, because the only way it makes sense to me is if the show is about the 7 deadly sins. Because they're all present in each season, but there's one dominant in each season. Like the first one to me was clearly pride, because everyone thought they were right about everything to a fault, and everyone paid the price for their pride in season 1. And then in season 2, to me, it seemed to be about lust, because everyone is in love or infatuated with somebody.
There was a lot of sex.
A lot of sex, yeah. But the thing is that how does that circle back around? The fact that they're having this sin, how does it circle back to cause the tragic end of each season? And I was like, that makes sense to me. And then like Chris had mentioned that the third season is supposed to be about death in Asia. And so, it could be about wrath. It could be about, it could be all kinds of things. You don't know. So that's what's going to keep me watching.
I really enjoyed season 2 a lot more than season 1.
I agree. Yeah.
I agree with Chris about the prostitute.
It's just smoke show.
There's
yes.
There's something I want to talk about. I can't talk about it now because
I'll pop off. You guys can talk about season 2.
Well, I don't know if people in the chat have seen. I don't want to.
I really enjoyed both seasons. Really, I know you guys liked season 2 better. I think season 2 is great.
I like season 1, but season 2 was just had more going for it.
Here's my problem with it. I predicted the ending of season 2 halfway through it. Whereas I didn't know what was going to happen in season 1 until it happened.
Okay.
So that's one of the things I really liked about season 1 is it was a who done it, but you don't know who did it to what to who. Like it was a complete unfolding of what was going on, which is essentially the same thing as season 2, but for me it was much more telegraphed in season 2.
What I liked about season 1 is that part of the lure or the draw for me was just like, who died, who's in the casket, what happened, why is all of that is kind of like driving me to the end, but ultimately that's not the present that I'm excited to unopen. Like I mean, it's funny and it's humorous and it's dark and it's twisted, but really the joy of season 1 is the son storyline, everything that happens with the son. And I mentioned this in our
well, he gets off
thread.
He gets off the iPad and he sees.
He disconnects. He truly becomes.
He's the only one that. Really...
Yeah, and I mean, I hate using this word just because I think it's abused by so many people. But he really truly becomes the most awoke person in the whole thing, because he disconnects with this technology. He actually connects with natives, as opposed to the superficial girl who's just trying to fuck around, and then her friend who's just trying to fuck her over. Like he actually finds a legitimate friendship.
He's honest.
He's honest, and
everyone else is phony.
Yeah,
piece of shit.
And I think the one you see a little bit of that when he sees the whale for the first time, and he's kind of like, oh, it's like so. I liked his storyline and I liked where that headed, and it kind of was the surprise twist. I also liked the aspect that just as a plot, coming back to that, is that the whole husband and wife, storyline revolves around this jewelry that he bought for her as an apology gift, but the stealing of the jewelry actually is the thing that kind of revitalizes and saves his marriage, because that whole thing actually twists and moves their whole relationship in a new direction, and they become more of a real couple with each other. They see each other as, and I love that actor Mark Zahn. He's in
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn. His name's Mark in the show, I believe. But Steve Zahn is he's in 8-Bit Christmas, which is one of my more recent
Also,
favorite
That
Christmas
Thing You
movies.
Do.
He's also in That Thing You Do, but if you haven't seen 8-Bit Christmas,
I'm so happy.
at some point, I think going back to that in maybe next Christmas or whatever, I think it's the best rendition of or remix of A Christmas Story, because it kind of riffs off of that. But his storyline and the heartfeltness of that character in that movie, I really appreciate. So I've really grown to appreciate him as an actor. I think he's really underrated, but the things that he's in, he really brings 100%. Like, I don't know.
I just something with who's the guy in Fast and Furious that died?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. He's in a movie with Paul Walker. I believe it's Paul Walker, where they piss off some trucker who's a serial killer. Candy Cane. I don't know the name of the movie. It might be Candy Cane. I don't know, but it's so intense, and it's like going. It's the first time I saw Steve Zahn in like a serious part.
Oh,
yeah.
Because usually he does comedy.
Yeah. That Saving Silverman too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, an underrated classic in a way. Matt, going to your point, that with the stealing of the jewelry and all, that was actually the one thing that kind of irked me just a little bit was Steve Zahn did not win that fight. Like he got his ass handed to him.
Sure,
yeah.
It didn't matter.
But that didn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's the gesture. It's the
in her eyes, him getting in a fight with him protected her from the guy she thought might have killed her. So,
but it didn't though. Like, I mean, if he was if that guy was intent to really hurt them,
but it doesn't. But that part doesn't matter at that point. I mean, the surprise twist is that
he threw himself into the fire
mm-hmm.
and saved his wife. That we don't know. I mean, that's the guy that got screwed.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
I mean, it was his. He agreed to do it. I mean, he had.
Mm-hmm.
He could have done.
Who hasn't done something for a pretty girl?
Yeah, but he got screwed over on the whole. It's like, oh well, he's going to jail.
I felt like that was actually more real in a way, where you have this instant that occurs where you have the party that's the actual perpetrator who isn't suspecting this to happen. You have the person that's being like the woman who's kind of like being like surprised by it or like startled by it, and then you have him coming in and just that I don't know. I just felt like that was actually a little bit more. It didn't feel cliche in a way that's just like, oh, he ends up dying or yeah. I mean, he loses the fight, but it doesn't matter in her eyes. Like he's won her over.
My biggest problem with the whole show, and I said it last time we talked about this, was the poop in the suitcase. I said we don't have to see him poop, and some people are saying it's real. CG. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
So you were okay with the rim jog, but that you were like, nah.
That's what I'm saying. I go, we had the rim jog. There was something else we had to say. I go, we had this, and then I got to see his balls, and Steve Zahn's balls and dick. I go, okay, but then I got to see poop. Yeah, I go, come on, man, that's just disgusting. I have my limits.
We have more tits.
I have my limits. Okay,
like I said, like the moral of the story is always remember to shut the suitcase. If he just would shut the suitcase, it would have been fine.
Yeah. He definitely would have had.
Because I mean, imagine like that would have been if he'd have shut it. And then he would have flown back home. And the minute he opened it, it'd have been like,
I see what you're saying.
But he would,
and then
he shuts it so to keep the smell in.
That's what I mean. You shut it. Yeah, you shut it to keep the smell.
Right.
The fake Jim did smell it when he walked into the room.
He did instantaneously.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though,
if he'd have shut though, he wouldn't have smelled it.
You're right. He would have evaded. Yeah. I guess I've not to be a dead horse, but I think like the biggest reason why I liked this show is it was to kind of compare it to it was like Through the Looking Glass for an entire season, right?
Mm-hmm.
The episode of Lost with the casket, right? Like it was that for the entire season. Like someone's in there,
right?
You don't know who the fuck it is, and you don't know why, but you know that Jack isn't in there. That's literally all you knew going into that episode, right? And that's exactly how it started, right? Like it's a casket coming onto a plane, and all you see is that douchebag waiting for his flight. And so the only thing you know going into that season is that he's not the one who dies.
And that whole thing with the knife too, like they're planting it in the fight between him and her.
Right.
Like, I mean, I think it does go to
I said early on it wasn't
maybe Nick's point about like more like contemporary stuff where like I think more contemporary drama is kind of revolving around stuff that doesn't move forward. We're just seeing these characters kind of going through life, and this kind of like, yeah, maybe dull things happen and not like a lot of like, not everybody is awoken or not everybody has this grand change. But like, I mean, even some of the more like recent movies that like, I think you guys were talking about that dog movie that was on Netflix, and you were complaining about how like nothing ever moved forward with the plot of it. It got a lot of acclaim. Like, it's not based on a dog, but it was dog? Like, yeah,
the big red dog.
Sorry, I can't remember it now.
We were talking. I was talking about.
I can't
Year of the Dog. Was it Year of the Dog? Was that?
That
Year of the Dog.
There was some movie that you guys were like, like nothing really happens. It seems more of like a character kind of like, I don't know. I'm just throwing spaghetti at a wall here, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rest.
Speaking of movies are not getting good reviews. Tomorrow, I will be going to see Ant-Man.
Oh, that's coming out.
Quantumania. It's getting shit on.
Well, that's too bad.
It looks stupid.
I've said that since the first trailer. I think it looks dumb as shit, and like it doesn't look good. And I think that the thing that I'm most excited about is that the names that are attached to it, right? See how things are going to kind of play out. But I think Marvel. I know it's too much of a moneymaker, but I feel like they've hit their fucking saturation point.
Yeah, let's go back to making movies.
Yeah, I don't know if they can continue and be what
well,
they
didn't. I know that Paul Rudd wasn't involved with the script on this one either. So, like, where the first two, he actually at least had some.
He's cashing in.
No, I mean he didn't have anything to do with it. Like, he didn't have,
He's too busy with Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
Well, he is filming that, of course, but no, I just know that he wasn't able to do the script like he did with McKay on the first one. So
I was having this conversation just a few minutes earlier about, because it's got a 53% rating right now on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's kind of like a J.R. Tolkien situation here, in that once you get rid of the Infinity Stones and you get rid of Thanos, it's like, what is the MacGuffin now to really drive the overall arc forward? And they have not really answered that question yet, and that's what's really hindering the Marvel universe.
To be fair, there was, and I think involved in this movie is the one thing that I think they have done well, and that was with Loki.
Right. And that is the one exciting thing that I think that maybe fans are disappointed about. Is how their treatment of how this might connect to Loki, or maybe how it doesn't.
Kang the Conqueror, or whatever it is.
Kang,
Like that's the one thing that I think they've done right so far, was build that momentum.
But Loki was so good, and then like
it really was.
And we were promised like, oh yeah, the second season's coming. They're still working, and then it's like
I even liked Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought that was good too.
I thought it finished stronger than WandaVision, or not WandaVision.
Well, WandaVision got all the hype, but I
still haven't finished WandaVision.
There were parts of WandaVision where I was like, that's really awesome.
I'm sorry, I misspoke on WandaVision. I meant the Black Panther movie that I just watched that because it came out
forever.
And I was really disappointed on that one. I was just like, okay, it starts off. Sorry, so slight spoilers for that. Wakanda Forever, but it starts with a funeral. You know that's going to happen. Half the movie's in darkness, right? You're either underwater with Namor, and Namor.
Neymar plays soccer.
Mama.
Yeah, thanks. Namor. He's actually one of the first Marvel superheroes that's created. You have the Human Torch, and then you have Namor. And then they were both like the very first characters that, at that time, it was called Timely Comics.
Here we fucking go again.
With two staples.
They would have had two staples at that point. Yes.
So I mean, I'm with you on that too. I think my biggest criticism is that there's too much Namor. Right, I think there is too much of a middle part of that movie. I thought they did a really nice job with like Nomar. I think they did a really nice job with like the paying a proper tribute to Chadwick Boseman without.
Yeah, no,
overdoing it.
and I
thought they balanced that well.
Yeah.
But the imbalance to the movie was the entire middle. Like the second act was just too fucking long.
But I just
it was ridiculous.
I felt like, okay, so you're going to, and again, spoilers for it. There's a second funeral that happens in the movie, and you're like, okay, so we're now 2 funerals in, just so that this one character can actually rise up and do this one thing. And I feel like there's an easier way to get from this point to this point without, maybe that actress or actor wanted out of the show. But it felt like it needed a good editor or maybe a Carrie Fisher rewrite, because it just didn't flow in a way that was satisfying. And I wanted to like this
the movie was already written before he died, and they had to redo the entire thing. So, I mean, giving credit where it's due, I mean, I think that I think they did a pretty good job with it. However, my biggest criticism still is that I think that the center chunk of that movie was just way too long. It could have been 45 minutes shorter, no doubt about it. But there's too much of the underwater world. Like, being down under the underwater world paid no fucking weight whatsoever on the movie and all that shit. So it just, I don't know. They could have shortened by 45
again,
minutes.
half the movie was in darkness. I took a picture at one point of my son and I watching it, and it's just a black screen. I'm just like, what are we watching here? It's just completely black. If I have
cheaper for CGI.
yeah, you're just watching blackness,
But here's the thing: sure. I also don't have high hopes for tomorrow, right? To go and see Ant-Man. But the way I look at it is, the worst thing that could happen to me tomorrow is I could have the day off and go eat a bunch of popcorn and I should watch a shitty movie. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I can't sit through bad movies anymore. I'm too old.
I'll sleep. That's fine. Just take a nap.
Yeah, but I snore. So
do I. I don't give a shit, though.
Disturbing people.
Who cares?
This is down in the Draft House because you can get drinks. They get
ding, 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 ding.
I did talk about The Whale, didn't I, last podcast?
You did.
Yeah. Okay.
I did have one more comment about
much about The Whale.
Season 2 of White Lotus, and I'm not going to spoil anyone.
Yeah.
But I almost had the twist figured out because it was bugging me from the first fucking episode. I go, why does he care? And then I kept going. My wife was like going, just watch it. I go, no, there's something going on with this. There's something going on with this.
I knew shortly after she
I'll
bumped
just take
into
this off here, and you guys
the two people bumped into each other. I knew it.
Well, I knew that whole part. I said,
"This about season 1 or 2? What are we talking about?"
2. I go, they're conning her.
Yeah.
They're conning her. But I almost had the twist with the husband figured out. I go, this doesn't seem. Something's going on. Why would he care if the assistant was there? Care with the assistant. What was going on with the assistant? Then it's like,
time out, Matt. Don't put your headphones in.
Don't come back, Matt.
Don't come back. Don't come back. So. No. Take off. So I knew, because how much of a fucking dickhead he was, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then he was just a complete douchebag. And then I knew I was under the impression that he had hired these people to do the job, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The twist that I didn't predict was that he knew them, he was friends with the guy.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
I go, hired these people. But
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at his brochure. Yeah.
But the one question I had, okay, you have the two couples, the two rich couples. What was the point of their whole thing? I think what happened is
Wait, which ones?
The two rich guys, and what's her name? Parks and Rec's girl.
Yeah.
What was? I think that one couple, their whole goal is to sleep with other people.
Right.
I think their goal was to sleep with those two people. I think she did sleep with him.
Which goes right in tune with what Matt says or Nick said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I fully believe she slept with him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did. Because he was smart enough to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And when he, after the fight, the guy's laughing. He's smiling okay, I did it. And then he goes to the beach, and of course he sleeps with his wife.
That's what cracked me up. That's how you know that it happened. Is because the fact that they fought out there in the water.
They had to even it out.
They evened it out, and the fact that they're still friends afterwards. Whereas if you did not do it, if you did not sleep with his wife, that you would be defensive, like I did not fuck her, I did not do it. If that was really your friend, but the fact that they do not address it again, to me, shows that he's guilty.
Also, I lost track because Matt's confusing me, but what was I going to say? Fuck it. It was
the only person I felt sorry for once again is the son. Because it's like,
dude, I felt so bad for him.
Yeah, because he is the only good person in the entire thing.
The problem with the son,
he got what looked like was the most amazing.
I don't think the prostitute was fucking him over. She was fucking the dad over.
She's fucking the dad.
The dad told her to stay.
Him too.
Dad told her to stay away because
him too.
No, but what was his name? What was his name?
Alfie.
Alfie. That wasn't Alfie, was it?
Something like that.
Whatever it was.
The closing shot is them screwing him over.
I get it.
How could they do that?
But I think what it was is she wouldn't have done, because he would have given her the money because she wanted to open up a shop.
Yeah,
she would have given him the money.
I mean, when two people
he would have given her the money.
Love each other?
She wanted to fuck the dad. Albie, that's what it was. Thanks, Chris. She wanted to fuck up. She wanted to fuck over the dad because the dad was being, I don't want you around, Albie. I don't want you to do. You're hot, but I want you, but we can't fuck the same person. All that different stuff. But anyway, you can come back, Matt.
All right, bring him back in. Come on in, Matt.
Come on, Matt.
Okay.
Come on, buddy.
Okay.
Come on back, bud.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, so the
and when the butler,
I can't believe that last shot.
Yeah. And that's
about,
why I'm getting a colonoscopy. So
I've had a couple of them. They're great.
Are they? What am I in for here?
You don't even know.
Okay, really?
I told you my first one. They said they go, all right, turn to the side. I go, I'm not asleep yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you sleep during a colonoscopy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
How long do they last?
I don't know. They just shove it up there, and because my last one I had down my
Wait,
throat
there's things being shoved up.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like Michael Scott.
My last one, I had to go. I had one down my throat and up my ass.
No, wait, things are going down your throat.
You got spit roasted. You got fucking spit roasted.
Well, wait, but the guy told me, he goes, just before I fell asleep, he goes, "Don't worry, I'll try and do your mouth first."
That's
the last thing I remember when going to sleep. And then when I was in the recovery, I'm in there. They woke me up because I was snoring. She goes, "I'm sorry, you were snoring." The nurse, I go, "I'm sorry," and this one lady goes, I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. My bad."
I don't come into your house and give you a colonoscopy and tell you that your dick sucks.
Well, the thing too is you have to.
Who said that?
You have to fart really bad when you're done.
What the fuck?
I was trying to do that old bit.
Every episode of Matt has that one point in the episode where it's like, what? That was it.
I was trying to.
That was it.
But go ahead.
I don't come down to Jack in the Box and slap the taco out of your face.
It's really no big deal.
Okay.
You're sleeping through the whole thing.
All right. Kind of.
I gotta get
like
that done
echo.
too.
It's not even. You're not even sore afterwards.
Speaking of blood in your stool, Chris, did you finish the Kaminsky method?
Not finished. No.
Okay.
So yeah, I haven't been
said.
watching a lot, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think what threw me off was that's not true. I'm on season 2,
Okay.
but I was gonna watch, but I think a couple episodes of like the Last of Us kind of got in my way. I didn't get a chance to watch it until midweek, and I was watching The Last of Us. So I got like Monday and Friday of last week. I watched The Last of Us at work on my lunch break. But I love the show.
Isn't it good?
It's so good. Like
I'm still gonna watch it, but I got other things I'm watching right now.
Yeah,
well,
it's a good show.
Well,
I want to talk about.
Can I guess that like Jack is either rewatching MASH, Steinfeld,
Gunsmoke?
Well, I mean, Kaminsky method. It kind of reminds of us. It's just instead of 4 bitter guys, it's 2 bitter guys.
Matt's
just giving each other shit.
I fucking love Alan Arkin's character. I think
just wait for episode 200 of RCAD.
John has a good idea. Can we record from your colonoscopy?
No, see, that's already been done. That was the whole Welcome to Wrexham. Ryan Reynolds and
he
Rob
does.
Backlund
He
did
does.
that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I did want to talk about.
that.
Have you guys watched the TV show Poker Face?
No. I barely knew her.
It is the Nancy Reagan story.
Sorry, I just.
Oh wait, it's Frank Sinatra.
Kind of there.
So I was like, yep, that one will do. That works.
Ronnie, come over here.
It's an old code.
We'll let that one fly.
You want to watch Frank Sinatra? Okay. Anyway.
No,
it's what's the actress's name? It's Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah, from
Russian
American
Dolls.
Pie. That's all
American
I remember.
Pie and Orange is the New Black.
Oh, speaking of, actually, hold on before you go any further. American Pie / White Lotus connection.
Okay,
I did the math today. Stifler's mom, was younger than all of us when she did American Pie.
Damn.
She was 37 years old.
She's also in an episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah,
she's the masseuse.
Oh, she's younger than us now. Because I'm like, Stifler's mom was definitely older than me when this movie came out. Okay.
No, she was 37 when they filmed American Pie.
Damn.
And now she's
67? that kind of fucked with me today. I was like,
know.
really?
Yeah. But you know she's in Seinfeld, right? That she's the forced massage.
Huh.
So how do I search? So how do I search this stuff? Is it like under mature or is it under?
It's like I wondered, because Matt, if you don't know, like if she won a Golden Globe for her role in White Lotus.
I got Chris with that one. Okay,
I didn't hear you.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, she won a Golden Globe for her role in White Lotus season 2.
And don't watch the award ceremony if you haven't.
Right.
Okay.
But I wondered because I've never
spoiled the whole fucking thing.
I never thought much of her as an actress, really. But that last episode of season 2, you're like, I see now why she won, because she does such a good job.
Because I'm the whole time watching it, going, okay, how did she win the award?
Yeah.
But then when the final, you're gonna get, okay, I got it now. I'm like, anyway, awesome. Poker Face. It's about this girl. She can tell when you're lying. She knows when you're lying. She was winning all these poker tournaments. Somebody figured out, some guy down at a casino figured out and blackballed her. Just said, put out some trash about her that she was cheating and stuff, but she wasn't cheating. She could just tell when people were bluffing. But she solves murder mysteries. Now, it's not people say it's a whodunit. It's not a whodunit because you know who done it, but it's how she figures out how they did it and how she's there. She's like Angela Lansbury, or like when Star Trek, when they would go down to a planet and there was one guy wearing a red shirt. She's there for every death. I mean, people die when she's around. But it's on Peacock. I highly recommend it. It's very entertaining. And the last couple episodes, because I was telling Cindy, I go, how are they going to just keep doing this? This is not going to, eventually we're going to get tired of this whole, thing. But she's fantastic in it. I mean, it's a fantastic show. Yeah, there you go. Chris Dorn.
Huh, okay.
It's Columbo mixed with Psych and a dash of Incredible Hulk. Yeah, it's and she's so sarcastic and so smart ass.
I really liked her commercial in the Super Bowl. That was like one of the commercials that I was like, we haven't even talked about those Super Bowl commercials.
Speaking of, by the way, really quickly, we talk about Marvel properties and whatever. She-Hulk was awesome. Sorry.
I
didn't mention that earlier. That's probably up there with what I love She-Hulk. I thought it was great.
You know what's unique about She-Hulk?
No. So I will fall on the sword in this one. When that trailer came out, I was like, what the fuck is this? This looks so stupid. It looks terrible. It looks awful, blah, blah, blah. I watched it. I don't know. Have we talked about this show at all?
We talked about
She-Hulk. I don't remember you said it was a joke.
I thought the trailer was a joke. I was like, what the fuck is this all about? I was dead wrong. I actually thought the show was done really well.
I thought we did talk about it.
Yeah. And one really cool comic connection there is that She-Hulk in the comic broke the fourth wall as they do in the TV show.
Right.
So they kept that true to what happens actually in the comic.
Did they have 3 staples in She-Hulk?
No, they did not. no, they never got back to that 3 staple business.
Man.
So
Just not right.
I think we're gonna lose Bob.
Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Yes.
Hi, Bob.
I do need to go.
Well, thanks for
I
joining
need to
us.
get going as well. I'm about to get packing. I have to go to Florida in like a day.
Packing
Disney.
is in like a colonoscopy packing.
No,
or is
I'm
it-
not going to do any much packing. I have to fold laundry tonight. That's what I have to do. I have to fold clothes that I can.
I
pack.
did do a rewatch of Fast Times at Ridgemont High and still enjoyed it. First time
Great
I've seen it in
movie.
like 5
Could
years.
never be made today.
No. I mean, could, but they'd have to. You wouldn't have the scene where he's jerking off to,
Yeah.
I still
do
think
that.
it could never be made.
We're on
today.
after
I
dark.
think
but
it could be made today. They just have to change it around, and they just have
Impregnation of a high school
to.
student. Yeah.
She's gotta be somebody's baby to play. I like how they play the song, but he's like premature, and he goes, ah. I thought that was fantastic. That was amazing, just how they did that. I hadn't seen it in like 5 or 6 years, and I said, "Oh, I kind of liked it."
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
they
cool,
couldn't.
cool.
Could they remake Blazing Saddles?
I think we've talked
No.
about this before.
Yeah, no,
We have, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
people who don't like Blazing Saddles don't get it. They don't get the film.
Right.
And
You know they're making the History of the World Part 2, right?
too, yeah,
Yes.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
tuning into that
Coming out.
on Hulu.
Yeah.
On Hulu. Yep.
Mhm.
Definitely gonna watch. I have high bar for that one. I hope I enjoy it. Because I love History of
It's
the World
Mel
Part 1.
Brooks. He's usually on the money. I mean, I know he's older.
But he's-
But you
He's
wonder,
older,
like,
though.
you wonder, yeah, exactly, and you wonder how many guest
Yeah.
writers, guest writers are helping him with this one,
Right.
So,
Yeah,
Right.
Well, but I think he'll be all right.
I mean, once you become a made comedian, some of that fire, is gone. No longer are you doing shows for the plumbers convention.
Are you going back to your colonoscopy?
I'm going back to Steve Martin.
Okay.
So
I know.
no, I mean Steve Martin's great though. I wouldn't knock Steve Martin. So, but I am sad every time I watch that episode of The Office where Michael Scott says something like I always imagined the day I found out Steve Martin died would be the saddest day. And I always think whenever Steve Martin does die, they're gonna play this like nonstop.
Nonstop.
right?
So
Yeah.
and I don't want to think about that. In my mind, he'll always be out there. But the reality
I did
is
want to
is
say
that
though,
we don't all live forever.
I did want to say after Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Phoebe Cates needs to come out of retirement. That's just all I gotta say.
Do you?
Yeah,
I mean, really, I don't know. It's just, what is she famous for other than Fast Times and Gremlins?
Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
Paradise.
the thing is, there's only a very slim few generations of people that know who Phoebe Cates is.
I do.
Okay,
I know you
Will
do.
Fry really wants us to know that Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, is a remake of Blazing Saddles.
Really?
I'm reading between his little comments here. They remade Blazing Saddles, so why not? They did. Came out last year, animated, called Paws of Fury. Isn't Paws of Fury like Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol will be there on the double.
Well, Rubble gets a little racist. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really? Gremlins 3 scheduled for
Rubble just
Really?
because
What?
Wait,
Really?
what?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Three. I never saw Gremlins 2.
It was great. I loved
Gremlins
it.
too. Yes.
I loved it.
Thank you. Okay.
It was fucking great. Like it was like
Is Phoebe
People-
Cates in that one?
People panned it
yeah.
at that time,
Okay,
but
then
you
I'll-
know,
It panned it. Yeah.
it was fun. It was
it's
a
kinda-
fun.
I had kids back then.
Well, think about Grim. Think of it. It's kind of like Alien versus Aliens. It's like it switched genres. So
Yes.
Gremlins is a straight up horror film in a way, whereas
Right.
in Gremlins 2 is more of
Comedy.
It's a comedy, yeah. And so it threw so many people off expecting Gremlins 1. And it's not.
Gremlins 1 is like a horror though, mixed with Christmas time.
Mhm.
Whereas Gremlins 2 is like Die Hard. There's a little
So
bit
it's
of
a
Die
Christmas-
Hard.
Right,
so
it
it's a
does have a
Christmas
little Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Poor Bruce Willis has dementia now.
And
Yeah.
it's really advanced apparently too.
Completely had forgotten about that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks really bad. I like me some Bruce Willis.
All right. I'm gonna head out, guys. So
all right, thanks for the being joined.
See you in a couple of weeks there, bud.
Yep. See y'all. Y'all be good. Talk about me now.
We will.
Fucking shit, Nick.
Jeez, he would never leave. It was just
asshole.
like, fuck. I was like, okay, come on, dude. You
Leave,
said a half
Nick,
an hour.
Leave. You said a half hour.
Yeah. I was like, geez.
You wouldn't leave.
Hour and 17 minutes, man.
I mean, now I can finally talk to my bros. I kid. No, it's good seeing you guys again. So it's been a while. I was like, I wonder if they'll even remember me. If they'll be like, they just diss me.
Remember me.
When you popped on, I go, I know this dude. I know that dude.
I know that
Matt, man.
Hey, dude.
This is world history. I see the globe.
Before we do wrap up, I do have one recommendation for you video game nerds out there. If you have one of the newer consoles and you can get your hands on a copy of Hogwarts Legacy for all the video game / Harry Potter nerds out there, it is an absolutely breathtakingly beautiful game. Highly recommend checking it out if you are a fan of the genre.
Did you ever watch Night Shift, Chris?
What's up?
Did you ever watch Night Shift?
No.
Are you talking about the remake of Night Court?
No, Night Shift. The original, Night Shift with Henry Winkler. You saw it, right?
Yeah. I've seen it before.
These guys haven't even heard of it.
What? They never heard of Night Shift before?
Yeah.
Michael Keaton?
Keaton.
Henry Winkler? Yeah, that was a good one.
Directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah.
It's a
good one.
I have not gotten around to watching it. I now remember talking about it. But no, I have not seen it yet.
Fucking A. Jesus Christ. I give you gold. I give you something.
I have a
You're going to
job.
go see Ant-Man.
Yeah.
You're going to see Ant-Man, that sucks. You're going to see Ant-Man, that sucks.
That's a new movie.
I'm going to say 70% of the drive behind me going to see Ant-Man is absolutely 100% a large fucking popcorn with tons of butter and salt. That's a big driving force.
Go to the movies, get a large popcorn with butter to go and lots of salt,
and then leave.
Come home and watch Night Shift.
You just walk in. You're like, sir, you need a ticket. Okay, I'll buy a ticket, but I just need that popcorn.
Chrissy says Night Shift and Mr. Mom are Michael Keaton's best movies.
Also, Keaton, by the way,
right?
they DC announced their movie Into
Flash.
the Spider-Verse. I mean, wait, what was it called again?
You're talking about Flash and Keaton.
I know. I'm making fun of it because I feel like there's nobody in the fucking world who is criticizing it, and this is what drives me crazy.
Nobody's criticizing the Flash,
the movie, the trailer, and the idea of this movie. Like it's kind of driving me crazy.
The only thing that I'm criticizing is the fact that the actor is involved in some kind of sex cult, and that should just be completely
I get it,
you, dude.
I'm pissed that I wasn't invited.
I get the idea, the whole thing behind like the fact that like Flashpoint was actually a DC comic book arc well before Marvel had anything to do with anything. I get it, fair, whatever. But the fact of the fucking matter is, it's the exact same plot as the last Spider-Man movie.
Oh, you mean
it's the exact same fucking plot?
Yeah, but
Into Spider-Verse, Tom Holland.
I see. Spider-Man 3.
No, the one that had all the different Spider-Mans.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's not Spider-Man 3. It's
what am I messing about? Tom Holland.
Wherever the fuck it is. Like
Never Go Home Again. You know,
like come on,
home records.
It's the same movie. Granted, yes, DC wrote the story first, but I don't give a shit. It's been on the big screen for 2 years now.
You know what? Then go watch Night Shift. Be entertained. Have you ever seen Mr. Mom? Have you ever seen Mr. Mom?
Yes, I see Mr. Mom.
So you've seen Mr. Mom, but not Night Shift.
Check's just got a hard on for
on
Michael Keaton right now.
Because
you know. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, well, actually, Flash incorporated the Silver Age before Marvel ever did. And,
but I feel like I'm in a very small minority of people, as in the only person I am aware of that has criticized this trailer. Everyone else is like literally ripping up.
I don't care that
it's
over the multiverse kind of thing. I love the fact that we're getting Michael Keaton in the old Batmobile. I mean, that's fucking cool. I don't care.
It is cool. I get it, but we also
you just think that it's. You know, what's funny is that Marvel for the longest time was always on DC's jock, and now it's kind of like been flipped or what have you. So
how about we go back to making movies?
I read something the other day that was just like totally just like, oh, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, they created this Silver Age with Fantastic Four. And I'm like, fuck you and your lame ass research. Sorry. Just me
damn
out on that. No, but because like Flash and Green Lantern, they were the ones that came out. DC actually inspired them, DC was but yeah, Marvel was constantly and Goodman, who owned Marvel, he was constantly like trying to like just what's the newest biggest thing, we're just gonna do that, so they were always on DC's jock. Yeah, Goodman, fuck him, he hired his wife's cousin,
what an ass.
And then he's like, oh, you have
and
a
the
brother?
Wife was fucking the cousin, right?
No, that's Stan Lee. Stan Lee's the cousin. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Chris, you're about ready to call it quits. You're ready to go Disney World.
Laundry to pack it just in case it doesn't get ready to go.
I can't really talk about it loud because I think my kids are asleep. But we've planned. This is like a top secret thing, but we've planned family. Like we have it booked. We have the vacation booked. It's all set in stone. We've got the airline tickets. We're going as soon as they get out of school at the end of the school year. We're going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
they didn't know where they're going?
We're going to stay at the Boardwalk Inn, which is located between Epcot and...
No, I'm saying that your kids, you're not going to even tell them when you're on the plane, right? You're just going to get on the plane?
No. We'll tell them before we get on the plane. We'll tell them after they get on.
No, don't tell them that.
That's awesome.
Just let them land.
No. We're going to tell them.
They can read, Jack.
Yeah. They're also pretty fucking smart. Like they would put it. My daughter would be like, "We're going to Orlando. Come on." She'd figure it out. But no,
but you just say we're going to see a basketball game.
They would not believe that for fucking shit because we're not a basketball watching family.
Let alone a Magic fan.
Yeah,
you gotta be better.
No.
You want me to do it? I'm pretty good.
No.
I got a good poker face.
The point is that we're not telling them until they're done with school, because if I was their age and I knew that we were going to this right after school got let out, I'd be like going ape fucking shit. So we'll let them finish school and then it'll be like, hey, guess what? So it's going to be a nice little surprise for them. But
awesome.
Totally excited.
Cool.
We're doing 4 days. And we're going to do, obviously, the Hollywood and the Star Wars is like our first.
Don't do the jungle thing. It's the worst.
Don't do the jungle. What do you mean the jungle thing?
What's the jungle one?
You mean the Animal Kingdom?
Animal Kingdom. It sucks.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that.
You don't like the Animal Kingdom.
And I love going to the zoo. I love but I just hate it. It's packed in tight. There's no room to walk, and you go on the little safari thing, and the thing is so rough. You're like you're losing a kidney. I mean, it's got a couple good rides there.
We were really trying to plan like so that we had some hopper passes so that we could try out some different,
Yeah, I like Epcot
so.
Is great. Magic Kingdom is awesome.
Okay.
And Hollywood is great. I don't know if they're going to have the I think the Aerosmith ride is down.
As of Sunday, actually, like 2 days before I go.
That's a great ride.
Not really.
It's
not even in the top 20 of rides that I'm interested in seeing. Sorry, just not even on my radar.
You like roller coasters?
I'm okay with them, but it's not what I'm going for.
Okay.
Rise of Resistance.
I want someone to argue with me in the chat, but no, I'm just not a fan of the Animal Kingdom one.
Okay. Well, I know that it's
the Everest roller coaster is pretty great though.
Oh, okay. Well, my son will want to go on that.
That's in the Animal Kingdom, right?
It is.
Yeah. No, my son will definitely want to.
That's when they go straight up.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I might let my brother go with him on that one. I don't know. So, but my brother's coming with us.
Animal Kingdom is worth a visit. Yeah, don't listen to a Giants fan.
No, I'm excited about that. No, seriously, that was actually one of the things that we were interested in because of the animal factor. And then my brother's a big, huge animal fan.
Also, at Epcot, don't do the moon mission thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because
why?
They have signs everywhere saying If you're weak with motion sickness, don't do it. If you're pregnant, don't do it. We all did that ride, and I swear to God, we did it like at 11 o'clock. I said, I'm ready to go back to the hotel. I'm about ready to puke.
Oh.
I was so fucking dizzy and so it's like your G-forces. I mean, it sucks.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're gonna do that, do it at the end of the night, but don't do it at the beginning of the day.
The track layout is the same as Indy at Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
I assume that's what you're talking about, John, the retired guy, because when I see Indy, I think of Indianapolis. So
also, they have the express passes.
Yeah,
those are
we're doing the lightning lane or whatever with the Genie Plus.
Yeah, Genie Plus. When we were there with the first month they had it, and nobody knew about it. And the longest ride we waited in was 20 minutes, and that was a Small World.
Oh, well, we're definitely using it for the Star Wars rides when we're there, but trying to keep it a secret here.
Yeah.
So,
all right, I will tell your kids.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's awesome. Good for you, man.
So, no, I mean, I was excited for you and your daughter, Chris, because like as I knew that you were going, I was kind of like even thinking about our.
Well, dude, yeah, I'm super stoked. Like, I mean, and I'm really looking forward to going back again. Like, I mean, we're going like a Disney light tour, really. You know, we're doing.
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy like Jack says, John.
John, we're trying to say Mission Space is fun. Don't be a pussy like I'm telling you. Don't do it.
So like, the idea we're going with my 3-year-old, right? So it's like first time traveling in an airplane for both of my kids. So it's gonna be interesting in that sense. But like, I think just having like a full-on Disney experience would not be great for my son, just because he's young and
and as I've talked to other parents, because you know my children are going to be
Bring a stroller.
My kids are going to be 16 and 13, and a lot of the other parents I've talked to, they're, oh, that's a great age because they can go on all of these rides. They can be like, you know, and even my brother, who was just like, yeah, I went, but I don't remember anything because I was so young, you know.
I think he was so stoned.
No, but I imagine he will be on this one.
Good for him.
I know more about Disneyland than Disney World, but yeah,
I was more in the camp of Disneyland because that's what I know, and I like it because it's smaller. It's more like, but we were kind of being like, oh, you know, and I was like open because I've never been to the world.
It's cheaper to fly to Orlando than it is to California right now.
Is it? It's about the same.
Not really.
I think it's
about the same for me.
Yeah,
so we were looking at tickets for the Comic-Con week, $1,000 each.
Well, that's because it's that week. Because I just flew out, and I mean, it just wasn't that. It wasn't even close to that as far as a ticket out to the West Coast.
I said, well, I guess I'm not going to California this year.
What if you flew into a different? Well, then you'd have to fly out of a different airport.
We've looked at Phoenix and looked like Ontario, like LA. It's still just really expensive.
Must be that time. They're really jacking up those rates. So they know. They know. They do.
I'll do it like FaceTime. I'll do the
stream it.
I'll do the panel with just have Jay put it up, and I'll just do the. Jack, I guess, would get sick on Dumbo. No, I actually don't get sick on Dumbo. No.
Well, you know what I get sick on is this ride of a podcast. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Now it's really good catching up with you guys, and sorry that I couldn't hang out, but I did need some time. I was a little bit of
we understood.
And I planned to be back, but you know, needed some time, so lost a someone close. So yeah, it was very, very sad. So I was not in a mentally good place to just be like, hey guys, go ahead and shit on me. So
no one shouting today.
No.
Did I mention Raquel Welch was from San Diego? Did I mention that?
Yeah. You started off the show. You were like, do Raquel Welch.
I know Chris likes to find out people from San Diego.
At this point, I'd like to thank the patrons that make the show possible.
Shit.
Yeah, thank you to all of them.
I'd like to thank Tack from Paris, Eckhart Richter Glaffler, Maggie the Magnificent, and I screwed up.
Oh,
Let's start over again. Let's start over.
Okay.
Edit that out. I'd like to thank Eckhart Richter Glaffler, Joanne with a Plan, Maggie the Magnificent, and Ed the Creepy Letter Carrier. Thanks for what you do, and that's all we got. She went to high school in San Diego. She actually grew up in San Diego, Matt.
Okay. Hasta luego and fucking goodbye. Fucking San Diego. God damn it.
Ted Danson was born in San Diego.
Oh, boy.
This would have been a great show.
Robert
And it
Duvall
would have
was
been
born
one in
in
a
San
million,
Diego.
but it just feels like the same old bullshit.
I'm ready for baseball season. I'm telling you.
And
good night, everybody.
That's
Bye-bye.
all I got. Hasta luego and goodbye. Arrivederci.
Who's in the coffin?